Guys, I'm really excited because I saw my view turning up. I would really like you also to hit the subscribe button and also the like button. Finally, we are on the last part of the video where we are talking about how we are going to do a UI design from our design over here from my Adobe Experience Design. We call it UI mockup, something like that. So this is exactly what we are designing, and this is the last part where I'm going to design exactly what you see on the right side. You are ready to go and sign in at the bottom. Now let's get started by coming back to our Visual Studio Code. If you didn't watch the earlier videos, I will suggest you do that so that you can understand how we animated all this, how we make this to have this sleek and beautiful spring animation, just like you can see right now, how the logo is going to bounce and also the text slightly appearing. Now this last part, it just focused mainly on the auth scene. So let's begin by creating a method at the top. Right here, I'm going to create a method called switch to auth. For the method, it's going to automatically switch us to auth. Now for us to do that, we have to bring in our action from our React Native router flux. So we have to import actions. Spelled that wrongly. Now down here, all we have to do is to use the set timeout, the already made set timeout function. We are going to give this a 1200 milliseconds, 1 second, 200 milliseconds, and I think this is too much. Yes, that was exactly 12 seconds. Then we have to now call the switch to auth. So over here, we just have to replace the current route with auth and save that, and let's refresh. Actually, we don't have anything here, so we should experience some error. I'm going to just do this. Of course, like I said, we are going to experience some error. Just have to do the normal importation. I'm going to bring in style sheet because we need it from React Native, and over here I'll type down view. Then we already have it exported at the top, so let me bring this down. Text, import it also, and inside the text I'm just going to write down auth scene, and let's save that and check that again. You can see after that, then it's going to redirect us to the auth scene. That's how our application is going to be working. Now in the auth scene, there are a couple of things I'm going to bring in. If you watch from the first part, I installed native base, so there are some couple of things I'm going to be using from the native base dependency. So there's some couple of libraries. We have the form, we have the item, the inputs, the body, the text. We also have the checkbox. We also have the button. So you might be wondering why I'm bringing all this in. Let me show you from our design. What's the problem? From native base. Okay, this double. Save again. Now from our design, you can see we have text, we have forms, inputs, we have checkboxes, and also we have a button. So that's exactly what I did at the top. Now the first thing I'm going to do is to head over to here. I'm going to add some couple markups. So I'm going to bring in some styles. Of course, we are going to create that later. Let me create that first so that we don't experience that again. Styles. Then we can use the style sheet. I'll create everything we want to create. First of all is the container. We usually create a container first because that wraps everything. Then over here we can now reference to our container. Then we are going to get rid of the text, and inside there we have to bring another view. For this one, it's going to be at the top. This one is going to be at the top right here. So it's going to have a class of top. This S, and inside this there's nothing exactly we are going to add. So let's kind of save this, and there's nothing much that's going to happen except for the blank space or white space we see. Then we just have to come over here and add a flex of 1 to take up the full width, give it a position of relative. And that's it for the container. Then for the top, we just have to add a position also of relative. Then for the background color, we have to give it a 5257F2, and that's exactly the color we are using from our design. Then we can give it a pattern right and left of 12.7. Lastly, we are going to give it a height of 250. It's telling us we have an error, so let's kind of check this double. Sorry. In our odd scene, we don't find anything happening. I don't know why. Let me kind of check what's the problem. Oh, this stop, not top. So I made a mistake at the spelling. Now let's proceed. Under the top, we have the middle part of it. I'm going to just copy exactly this and paste this twice. So this is going to be for the middle, and this is going to be for the bottom. Now for the middle, it's going to take up an absolute position, and it's going to be a full height, so that we can have to bring this to the middle, because if we do it from the top, as you can see, the top is limited. While I did it as for the top, while I gave it a specified height, is that maybe you want to change the design, or maybe you want to use this bluish color at the top and use something like a white at the bottom. Then in the middle part of it, you want to use some other colors. So that's why I made it that way. But as you can see over here, we have the middle part of this at the middle. Now for the middle, it's going to have some text in it. Now in the text, it's going to have a style of text container. Then remember, it's written you are ready to go. Now beneath that, we have the view. Yes, let's give it a style of styles.form area. For now, let's wait and style the text so that you can have a clear picture of what we are doing. Sorry for that, guys, because down here is very cold, so it's kind of affecting my body. So for the text container, we have to style it right now. We have a text container. Let me arrange that properly. We have a color of FCFDFF. We have a font family of Google Sans Bold. Also, we have a font size of 24, and we have a margin button because we want it to space out, not to be together with the form area. We have also a position of relative. Let me scroll this up. Also, we have to give it a top value of 20% because we want it to go down a little bit, and we have to align itself to the center. So let's save that to see what we have. I made a mistake in the spelling also, so this is supposed to be text container. Oh, sorry, styles text container. Of course, we should experience that. So the text is supposed to be showing, but I don't know why it's not showing, and I know why it's not showing, because we didn't actually style the middle part of this. So above the text container, you have to put a comma, put the middle. Now the middle is going to have the width of 100%. It's going to have a height also of 100%. It's going to take up the whole space, likewise with flex of 1, having a position of absolute. Now having a z index of 2, because you want it to come at the top of every other component. Has been also a background color of transparent, and then we can now give it a padding left and right. Let's use 26.3. I think it's going to be very good, because that's going to be making it to stay at a constant position at the middle. So we have 26.3. Now let's save that and refresh our app. Now as you can see, everything is just slightly beautiful, and we have a very nice padding left and right. Don't worry, the effect of the padding you are going to see shortly when we start putting in our forms. Now let's go back to the form area. In the form area, we have a text over there, like you can see here. You see sign in, then beneath that our form, then our checkbox, and also our button. So inside there we have a text. Now it's going to have a style of it's going to have an array of styles. Of course, we have text. We have to use the text container, because you want the same we want the same what do I call it, the same attributes of text container on our sign-in text also. Then we can now call an override class to override some styles. So it's going to be called sign-in text. Let's just use sign-in. I think that is better. Then beneath that is going to be where our form will be. So over here we have form, and remember that I brought in some things from our native base, and that's exactly what I'm using right now. Now for the form, is going to have a style. We are going to create a class called main form. Then inside the form, we are going to have, each form is going to have an item. It's going to have a style also of styles.form items. Then lastly, we are going to add an input. Let's close this. Add a placeholder. Oh, I don't know what I'm typing again. And the first one is the username. Also give it a style of styles.input. Now we are going to copy exactly what we did with the item and duplicate that. So for this one, it's just going to be password. Sorry guys, it's because I'm using Vim. Now let's kind of style exactly what we've done now in order to see the effect. So we start from the form area. Now you can see that it's above our text, which is very, very wrong. Now for the form area, I'm going to come beneath, type down form area, then we are going to give it a margin top of 15, just for it to go down beyond our sign-in text. Then it's going to have a border bottom color of, we are going to give it 2D3057. So let's save that. Actually, there is no much effect you see right now. Let's style also our sign in. For the sign in, let's style it so above the form. Sorry guys, I'm the one that is compromising things. I just remembered I made a mistake now. This is the form area. I didn't focus on it properly, so I'm going to clear that again. Then I'm going to align it to center. I'm going to give it a width of 100%. Going to give it a background color of let's kind of check what we have over here. We have white, so it's just going to be FFFF. Let's save that. Now let's give it a top because we need to bring it down beyond you are ready to go. As you can see, it's covering you are ready to go. Now let's give it a top attribute. Let me remove that. Give it a top of 20%. Let's save and see. And a padding bottom of let's use 40. Let's save it. It's not refreshing. Oh, sorry guys. So why you see here white is because for the bottom we didn't actually add a class for the bottom, which I'm going to do right now. But you can see why I left this this way is because it may be your choice to use some different other colors on the form area itself, and also use another color. Let's say I want to use let me just okay, let me just use the Visual Studio Code way of selecting a color. It's not actually working because I don't have it installed. Okay, let me just use something else. Let me use like red for an example. Refresh. Now you can see that this is another color and this is another color. So you can use 3 different colors on your login screen depending on your choice. It's all your choice, of course. But we are going to stick to white because we are doing exactly what we saw on our UI design. Now I'm going to go above here. I'm going to add a bottom class. Now for the bottom, we just have to give it a position of relative because it's not absolute like the middle part of it. Give it a height of 100%. And likewise also give it a padding right. I think it's the same padding I use here. Yes, so I'm just going to use the same padding I use above. And lastly, I'm going to give it a background color of same background color we use for the other one, 5257F2. Now let me save this, and you can see that we have the same color at the top and also at the bottom. So just like I said, in case you wish to use 3 different colors, it's none of my business, it's all your business. Now we are going to style the form items. So down beneath our form area, I think we need to style the sign in over here, the sign in I brought in here, so that we can see the sign in text. So I'm going to refer to the sign in, and it's going to have a top of 0. Why? Okay, I will show you why I use a top of 0 shortly. Let me just finish with the color. Give it a color of ash 2D3057. So this color is gotten from this place, 2D3057. Now you can see that it has its own top of 0. That is because I don't want you to have the same top as exactly this one. Like for example, we have top of 20% over here, and we are using the same text container displays, just that we are overriding it with sign in also. That is why I don't want to use the same top. I'm just going to just give it a little bit of margin of 15. I think that will be better. Now let me save that. Sometimes hot reloading doesn't work, so let's do that manually. Now you can see it's spaced a little bit. Now beneath that we have our form items. Now for the form item, it's just going to have a margin top of 15 and a border. We are going to give it a border bottom color of as 2D 3057. So the next thing to style is the input. So that's the bottom color I just added earlier. The next thing to style is the input. I'm just going to come beneath the form items. So I need to add a comma here. Input, give it a font family of, I'm using Poppins bold. Give it a font size of 12, and that's it for now. Let me save this. So you can see that it just got another shape right now. The username and the password have a very nice, beautiful shape. Now the next thing we have to work on is the login, the aspect of login as, this area here, login as an admin or as a user. So we are going to come beneath our items, and we are going to bring down a view, give it a style of styles.login as, give it a text. Remember, in our text we have login as, give it a style of styles.login text. So we just typed in login as, and beyond that we have a checkbox. So we just have to check the first one with the value of true. Then beyond it we have the body, we have the text. All these things I got it from Native Base. You can head over to Native Base documentation to learn more of this. So you're just going to have a style of styles dot, let's give it a C box text, and let's call this admin. Same thing over here, we have to copy this, and same thing, just that we change this to user, and beyond it we have to bring in our button. Let me scroll this up. Now for the button, we are going to just bring in the button from the Native Base, give it a block attribute, a style attribute of styles dot main btn. Then we give it a text with the style attribute of styles dot btn text, and now we hit submit to finalize it. So let's save and see, and that's very smooth. Wow. I think okay, let's try to style this in order to see the effect of what we've done so far. So beyond our form we have the login as, then the login text, then we have the body for the sorry, for admin and the user, and lastly we have the style for the button. Now let's head over to the login as and style it a little bit. Login as. Now as you can see, is together with the input of the password. We have to bring it down a little bit. The way we can do that is to use a margin top of, let me give it 15. Then let's just save and watch. I think I spelled this wrongly. Margin top of 15. We have to also display it as flex. Okay, as you can see, it's now done a little bit. We want to display it horizontally, not vertically. So I'm going to use display as flex. Give it a flex direction of row. And I'm going to give it a margin bottom in order to push the button down also. A margin bottom of 20. Align everything. Align items, yes, to the center. And also we have to give it a padding left, because if you check from our design, we have this from the left. So let's give it a padding left, but I'm not going to use exactly 56. I'm going to use around 40 something in order for it to be nice on mobile device. So give it a padding left of 46.6. So let's save and watch. Now everything is placed in order. I think I have to give this a little bit oomph on top of it. If you play PES, you should be familiar with what I'm saying now. Then down beneath that, I have to bring in the login text and give it a color of. The login text I'm using here is the login as. So let me just finish so that you can understand. So give it a color of 2D 57 and a font size of 10. Font family of, let's use Google Sans bold. Let's give it a font weight of bold. So let's save and watch. It's not refreshing. Let me do that manually. Now you see that everything is changed, and that's looking very, very beautiful. That's very nice of it. And beyond that, we have the CBOS text, the checkbox text. So I'm just going to type down the CBOS text. Give it a font family of same font family. Let me just copy this down fast. Let me clear the space and give it a font size of 10. So let's check. Wow, that's very nice. I think I have to change the same because they can both of them can be bold. Let me just use the medium of this and let's see. And as you can see, that is different from the other text. It's different from the login as text, and that's very nice of it. So the next thing is, I don't know why for the user the checkbox is not showing. I didn't bring in the checkbox, I think so. Over here we have this and we have this. Let me save that, change this to false. I made a mistake, so I placed this the wrong way. The way to place this not exactly like that. Copy this. Oh, sorry guys, please, sorry. I have to copy this, come beyond the body and paste it, change this to false. So let's check that first and save again. So I think everything should be in order now. Yes, everything is now in order. Then not lastly, let's check the next one to style the button, because we've styled the C box text. So the button, we have padding of 30.8, and let's give it a border radius of 4, and let's save. What I gave it a padding is I want it to be spaced out from the borders of our middle container, but it didn't work. I don't know why. Let me check again. Styles.button. So this style, not styles. Yes. Now you can see that is space from our middle box, and I think okay, I gave it a border radius. That's why we have this slightly curved shapes, and exactly what you see over here. This one is even 5. So let me just use sim 5, and let's style our main button. I think let's check whether it's main button. Okay, main button, then button text. Main button is going to have a background color of, let's give it 1DD CAF, and lastly we have to bring in this btn text. Let's give it a color of 2D3057, 2D30, 2D, yeah, 3057, and let me not confuse you guys. Let me save this so that you can see why I'm adding exactly this color here. See, it looks good. Also, it looks good, not bad. But let's keep using this color. Give it a font family of Google Sans medium, and give it a font size of 12. So let's save that, and that is that. So you can see that everything we saw over here is almost the same thing we did. We can also add this sign in or sign up button, but let me just leave this for you guys. It can be a challenge for you to add this, but you can do this the same way I did this, by adding this, or you can do it, add it on the same middle part of this, and use a margin top to bring it down. So, but you can see that we are done just designing exactly what you see on our screen, and from the beginning part of this, once we load our application, it's going to show us a very nice animation. Then this is going to come out. So that is how we can create exactly what you see. One more last thing is I didn't add a border radius somewhere, so I'm trying. Let me try to figure out, because this is not the same way it should be. So this form area is supposed to have a little bit border radius, so let's give it a border radius of 5, because from our design we have a border radius here, so let's use 10, not 5. Now you can see, wow, that's very, very beautiful. That's very, very nice. Let me show you guys what I was doing earlier that motivated me to do this. Let me just open this one side, and let me terminate this one. This is a project I'm working on, so let me just show you. That's one of the things that motivated me to do this. So I'm going to head over to my React Native, head over to events, and I'm going to use the React Native run Android. So let's just wait for that. So guys, compare these two things. We are going to see that the one I just did now is more beautiful than what I was doing before. And I was kind of surprised because I didn't believe that it's going to be more beautiful. So let's check this. Same thing, but just watch the forms. You can see that the form looks, this looks more odd than what we did over here. Let me minimize this and check this. This looks more beautiful than this one. And everything just worked together. I don't know why I didn't get it the same way. I think I have to also redesign my own. So thank you guys for watching. I would like you to hit the subscribe button and also the like button. Don't miss that, please. Don't miss that, because that's the only way you can congratulate me for making this video. And guys, watch out for the next part of my design also. Thank you very much. Bye bye.